to a new episode of Awkwardly Hilarious Kitchen Time. Today, as I promised, I'll be making Tipsy Pudding, and Tipsy Pudding is a bit of a surprise because it is coming from this cookbook. It was originally, let's see, the copyright is 1904, and this is the 32nd edition. This cookbook was put out by a company that back then made vanilla extract, baking soda, things like that, just basic cooking goods. And the company was called Reed Bell and Company, from Greenfield, Mississippi. And I actually got this cookbook from a lot of recipes from a eBay, and they cleaned out someone's house, and there was a bunch of old recipes, clippings and such, and I bought it, and with a lot of other old recipes. And first of all, let me read the recipe for you. Now, being that this is an old cookbook, back in the day, actually still in England, any dessert they call pudding. So, along with cakes, puddings, custards, ice cream, it's all pudding. So this is called Tipsy Pudding, and I'll give you the recipe. It says, saturate loaf of sponge cake with wine or brandy. Make a rich boiled custard. Place the cake in a deep glass dish and pour custard over it. Stick the top full of blanched almonds and serve cold. So we're going to see how this goes, and the most complicated thing about this recipe was actually making a custard. A custard isn't something that people make very often anymore, and I actually first learned how to make a custard when I was in high school, and I was working doing elder care, and a lovely lady named Mary from Royal Oak taught me a lot about cooking. And being that she was pretty much blind, she was just an amazing woman. She was born in actually 1902, and she was just a history book. I just loved to talk to her and hear stories and how she grew up as a teen in her 20s, actually in the 1920s, and how she was a flapper, and growing up in Detroit, and how it was back then, and how she later moved to Royal Oak. And so this, I guess, is kind of thinking of Mary when I'm making this, since she was, of course, it's passed on since. And first of all, first thing we need to do, or I need to do, is get this cake drunk. Now what I got is some leftover wine. This is Barefoot Pinot Grigio, and it's quite fruity, actually. It's not a very expensive wine, but it's actually rather popular. Actually, it says Best Buy Wine Enthusiast, March 2011. Consistent quality, proven value. So, like I said, it's cheap, but it's not bad. It's pretty good. Actually, I haven't been able to find anything to eat that pairs well with this wine because it is so fruity, so I think of it more as a dessert wine. And, okay, let's get this puppy drunk. And it's spilling over. And I think what the point of this is to get it to seep up into the cake, like you would say a rum cake, or a rum cake, or even like a fruit cake. So that looks like it's taking about as much as it will right now. Oh, I don't want to spill. So I'm just gonna let that sit for a minute and let it absorb, because once I put the custard on, I don't want it to the custard to get all watery from the wine. So actually, pour a little of this off because I think I put too much wine on. Okay, that's better. See? Okay, and like I was saying with the custard, it's really basic to make. Once you learn how to make it, actually in the day when you did culinary classes, one of the basic things that you would learn how to cook, along with, say, white sauce. And what it is pretty much half and half, or heavy cream, eggs, and sugar. So that's what it looks like. It's very yellow from the eggs. And I'm going to pile this on and kind of, I guess, glaze it, maybe. It says to put it over the top, but I'm going to put it on the sides too, because I'm probably going to spill it over the sides anyway. I can smell the liquor coming off of this cake right now as it is. So, I do know from experience, I had a friend that took a cruise to the Caribbean, and he came home with some rum cakes that he bought on the cruise ship. And I'll tell you what, you eat half of one of those rum cakes and you are pretty happy. So, it's not coming out too pretty, but alright. And then, see, and I'm going to clean up the plate a little because it's not that I've been watching too much Gordon Ramsay, but I kind of feel obligated since I'm showing people how to do this. I don't want it to look like a terrible gobbledygook. And I'm just winging custard. Okay. So there we go. Let me try to put it up like this so you can see it. I can never know when you guys can see it or not until I'm done. Okay, next thing is to put some slivered almonds. Actually, it said not slivered almonds, but it said blanched sliced almonds, but all they had was slivered. So this is what we're going for, and I'm putting this all over the top. I'm really looking forward to taste this. I haven't had custard since I was in high school. True custard, I'm not talking about what is in Boston cream donuts or Boston cream anything that you get from a normal store. This is just, real thing is great. So, okay. And I've got some blueberries, and I thought that it might go nice with some blueberries, so I'm just going to put those in the center here, just to make it kind of pretty. So when you slice it open, there'll have to be some blueberries inside to kind of scoop out on your plate. So, actually that looks pretty impressive. See, there you go. And I'll take a picture of it so you can see it better. Like I said, I don't know when you guys can see this or not. And I will cut it open and taste it. So, I'll be right back. Okay, so I cut a piece of the cake, and I used a bread knife, and bread knives actually work really good for cutting cakes because it also doesn't smush the cake while you're cutting into it. It actually works fabulously. So if you don't have a bread knife and you make fresh bread or purchase unsliced bread, this is a great thing to invest in, and they're not that expensive. Actually, I bought this one at a thrift store. So I got my cake here, or my pudding, I should call it a pudding, and I'm going to try a taste here. And I'm not going to make funny noises like they do in the cooking shows, because this is me and I'm myself. And that is surprisingly really, really good. The Pinot Grigio is just perfect for this kind of cake or pudding. The fruitiness and the custard and the almonds with the cake, I mean, try this recipe. It's really, really good. So thanks for watching, and please tune in next time. Also, I want to remind you guys, if you had any questions for me about cooking, anything else, go ahead and leave your questions in the comment section, and I'll get back to you, either probably on video actually, so I can share the answers with everyone. So see you next time.